Alrighty. Welcome everybody to this edition of GTE Pro Network Podcast. It also has a radio show. I'm your host Ed Peterson, and I'm super excited. We have a special guest today, in which I love to talk with our entrepreneurs across the country. Although I'm based in Houston, Texas, but it is just a beautiful day in this weather that we have here in Houston, and I'm super excited to be going over with you just some ideas and some concepts and ideas that we do here at GTE, Professional Network Radio, and basically giving some insights to entrepreneurs, startups, churches, nonprofit organizations to help them build and grow their network in the area where they do business. And of course, I got my shirt made, which is building networks and improving people's lives is my theme for 2024. As we continue to share insights and ideas for everyone, because the times have changed and money has shifted, and we must be understanding exactly what we need to do today to continue our growth mode. And that's the essence of what I do on a regular, consistent basis as I share insights and tools with a lot of clients across the country. As Global Touch Enterprise, we are just basically here to help each and every one build and grow their network. And I'm super excited to have Miss PR Brown on our show today. And we're going to talk about actually her business and what she's doing and how, creative concepts and ideas is what millionaires and billionaires spend most of their investment money in. Well, it's time to invest in yourself, build and grow your network within, and continue to do on the three stages that we're going to be talking about. Basically locally, nationally, and then soon after that, internationally. You want to build your business, but internet-based businesses are the key goal to growing faster. And so with that being said, it gives us an opportunity, as Bill Gates said, if you don't have any presence online, then you're out of business. And so you got to have something that's going to showcase in the marketplace that people want, need, and can afford, and that you use what we call the WIN formula, what's important now. And so with that, it gives us an opportunity to maximize each moment that we have in growing our concept and ideas in the marketplace. And the marketplace is huge, it's vast, but there are industries that are dying. Thus, there are industries that are constantly growing. You want to be in the growth mode of those industries. You want to continue to grow within those industries. And you want to make sure you maximize each moment. And taking out all massive action, we want to make sure that we are following a strategic game plan that's going to help us grow. And that's the most important piece as we continue this year, 2024, as we now closing out the month of February, moving into March Madness, which is a lot of great marketing concepts and ideas that we do every year in March for a lot of businesses, not just in basketball, and everybody loves that, for basketball for college students. But here, the businesses also do this on marketing campaigns. How are you marketing your business? What are you doing today to grow your business on a regular, consistent basis? Are you using tools that's going to help you grow and build with? And if you do have that, congratulations. If you don't, you need to start thinking on that line today. It's never too late, and it's never out of the ordinary for you to start doing something that's going to continue to bring in massive action. And that's what you want, to grow in massive action and growth mode. So I'm super excited today. My topic really, and the only thing I'm going to be sharing really today on this one, this is our podcast here for 2024, as we continue to share here on StreamYard, which I'm super excited about this platform. But it gives us an opportunity to really help more buyers and sellers to come together. And it's all about creating a platform. Notice today, concepts and ideas is really all about a platform. What platforms have you created in your business? And are you doing that to bring buyers and sellers together, on a community together? If you're going to be a nonprofit, if you're going to be a church, are you doing it to help growth in the community? What tools are you using to do that? What resources are you providing in the marketplace or in the communities where you are? You have to ask yourself these important questions, because it is vitally important for all of us to get the information so we can start sharing. It's interesting to me that a lot of people want to share, but they don't want to share too much. They think sharing too much gives out too much. No, there's never too much exposure. You can never stop sharing too much. It's a good thing, especially for our young generations that's coming up. And we want to make sure that they're equipped to handle and do the things that they can do to stay on a creative mindset. And that's what we want to do, ladies and gentlemen. We want to have a creative mindset so we can continue to build and grow. And so with that, I'm going to get started with our guest, our special guest, Ms. PR Brown. Hello, how are you today?
Wonderful, thanks. Thank you for having me.
Well, great. I'm glad you're on, and it's a good thing that we got a chance to meet for the first time. And I heard about what you about and what you like to do, and your concept and idea in the marketplace of what you're doing currently now, with the greeting cards and all of that, and also putting together something to make people feel worth, that worth of feeling when you get a chance to read something that's going to be close to the heart. So with your concept and idea that you put together in the marketplace, can give us, our audience, a little bit about what it is you do and when you got started doing it.
Well, my business name is Destiny Walks. Basically because there are many walks along the path to your destiny, but the path you choose is shaped by your words. So proclaim your destiny one step at a time. That's where the name Destiny Walks came from. The mission of Destiny Walks was always to encourage and inspire. And in this day and time, there is a rise of mental awareness, mental illness, mental deficiency.
Mhm.
And so people need to be encouraged. Just a word,
Yeah.
just one word, can make the change in a person's day. It can change their whole life, just one kind word. You never know how you might have even saved someone's life because they were contemplating suicide at that moment until you approached them and said something kind, said something from the heart.
Yeah.
So I write proclamations and I write greeting cards, but they're written on a scroll. Because in times of old, when a king enacted a law, which is a decree, that law was written on a scroll. That scroll was later opened, read, and proclaimed into the atmosphere. And my business is founded off the scriptural text, Job 22:28, which says, "You can decree a thing and it shall be established unto you." So that's why I write on a scroll, and I sometimes mat and I frame it.
Okay. Well, that's a great concept. I really, I'm glad you shared that thought with us. And also, too, that's good. A kind word, that is true. Words are powerful. And there's a book I read years ago. One of my millionaire friends shared this with me, and it's called "Hung by the Tongue." And that book really gave me some insights on how powerful words are. But it's also and
it is. It's scriptural. Job 6:25. How forceful are the right words?
That's right. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to keep that in mind as we grow, as we continue, because you have to be on a good, positive mindset, and you have to have affirmations. You got to have a good attitude to build your attitude. And if you have great attitude and you can build your attitude, then you can go to unlimited heights. There is no limit, no ceiling there.
That's what I used to tell my children. Your attitude determines your altitude.
And that is so true. That is so true. And so, with that being said, with all of that you've done so far, this year, 2024, as we move into the first quarter of the new year in March, what is your goal and plan for your greeting cards that you have? And then also, do you have a website for your business?
I do have a website, and it's destinywalks.com. My goal is to reach more people through globally, the site. And as a matter of fact, I have service clients from across this country. And I had a press release that was written in 2022. And when I got contacted, I'm like, well, how did you find out about me? And of course, he said on the internet. I asked him where he was from. He said he was from British Columbia.
Yeah.
So I'm reaching the masses, which is a good thing because the mission is to not just to encourage and inspire, but it's also to help people realize the power of the spoken word
Yeah,
through a written proclamation.
yeah, and you know, I'm a poet by nature.
I know.
I love to write poetry. I've been writing poetry since I was actually 13. And when I first did my first poem, the first poem I wrote was called Life. And
Mm,
that was the first poem I ever written. And I got a chance to recite it at a church. And
wow.
when they heard it, it was interesting how inspired they was. And the way I described it was life is hard, life is great. Life can give, life can take. Life is a
Mm-hmm.
problem, life is sorrow, life is today, life is tomorrow. Life is light, life is dark, life at the beach or life at the park. Who can say
Wow.
he had it good because we do not praise God for what we as we should. Give praise to God for
Mm-hmm.
what's done, for once you do, your battles are won. That was the first ever
That's
poem,
powerful.
right? And from that point on, it gave me some insight as to how powerful words were. And
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
so as I continue to encourage and uplift and share with a lot of entrepreneurs and startup companies that I work with, building websites and whatnot for them and marketing campaigns that I put together for them, it's all about your content. Content
Yes.
king. If you have great content, you can draw up your own ticket anywhere you want to go.
Yes.
But you have
Yes.
to be consistent with that content. And this is where we have to be, as the Bible says, be in season and out of season, consistently
True.
doing the good works. And so
True.
that's the level that we all are on. And I'm glad to see that you're with your greeting cards business that you have, that you're inspiring and that you're uplifting and sharing good information to keep people aware of the positive sides, not just the negative side of what you currently see, because that's only temporary.
Absolutely. And the amazing thing is, because when we met, you told me you did poetry, and my proclamations are poetic.
Hmm.
They
Okay.
they are poetic.
Yes.
So when I thought that was so interesting when we first met,
Right.
and I was told, "Oh yeah, he's a poet." I said, "Yeah."
Well, actually, I have a book coming out, PR Brown, that I'm going to be sharing with the world. And
Hmm.
the poetry book is entitled "Through Locked Doors." It's poems of inspiration and something that I've been holding in the vault for some time now, but I think
I
it's ready to come out
understand.
of the vault. So I can basically share this with everybody to keep them
Hmm.
encouraged and to keep them always aspiring and always abounding in the good works and
Right.
continuing on no matter what befalls us. There's always going to be ups and downs. There are always going to be some negatives and some haters and naysayers, but
Yeah.
one thing stands consistent: how you see yourself is how you be yourself.
That's the important thing right there because a lot of people don't even understand that they have to see themselves as the Father has created them, as He sees them. And when we call ourselves less than what He sees us, that's not a good thing.
That is
That's
correct.
not a good thing. So we have to learn how to walk in our identities.
Right.
That's what I say.
Yeah, you're right about that. Well, PR Bar, I know that's one thing that we've have in common right there.
Mhm.
Sharing the good news. And one thing also too with your website and what you've done so far. I know we got holidays coming up. We got anniversaries and things of that nature. What are you doing to share that insight with those special occasions, like we see we have every year?
Well, I don't do a whole lot about the holidays, but I do a lot about family because family is important. And so I have a heart to heart session in my greeting cards.
Okay.
I'm excited because I have created and it's underway, so to speak, what I call the Mahogany Inspirations collection,
Okay.
and it's for people who look like us. We don't see a lot of that in the stores. We
That's
don't see a lot of greeting cards for for us, for people who look like us.
Right.
So that was something that I just say I'm a stenographer, because the Father just downloads things and I just take the idea and go with it, and I start writing. He'll tell me what to say and I just write.
Right.
And I love it because I love to write. Okay. But that's something that is in the works right now. I'm excited about it. I'm thoroughly excited about it. You know, I've shared some with some close friends, and they love it. They absolutely love it.
Wow, that's great. And it's good that you have a supporting cast for your ideas that you share with them. I do too as well. Have some close family friends and that I share my concept and ideas with, just kind of roll around and see what they think. But
Right.
But it's important also too, when you're doing concepts and ideas like that, that you want to copyright, you want to protect your
Right.
content. And that's something that I share with business owners when they're creating and doing their own thing online. You want to create your content, you want to protect the content that you created. So if you don't have it properly copywritten and all that, then you really are doing a disservice to yourself and to what you've created as an individual. So with that, also too, it's also good to know that when you're building something like this or creating something like this, as far as the narrative is concerned, you want to see what the people, how they respond to it. And if it's a positive thing, you want to keep that ball rolling. And so with that, what else do you think you want to look at as far as putting in, like what you said when you said you want it more in the stores where the people that don't look like us, that have more of that doing. What is your goal to get that accomplished?
Also, one other thing, I do have a section for what I call people who serve within our communities. That could be a nurse, a teacher, a healthcare professional, a hairstylist, businesswoman, businessman. I have a selection for those, you know. So that's something as well that I created.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. So then that means you have something for everybody, just about.
I have something for everybody. Yes.
Okay. Well, that's great. And that's good to have that in your arsenal and to be multifaceted. Again, when you learn about the industry, you're in every industry, believe it or not, what you do, especially greeting cards and all of that, because businesses use it a lot for recognitions and for accolades and things of that nature. Hospitals use them. A lot of different industries utilize that on a consistent basis. So with that, and you got the digital version, and then you have your regular paper version that you have. So what else do you think you're looking at doing as far as putting those out there, and what messages are you doing on a regular weekly basis to share?
Just sharing, just sharing with different ones. I mean, I don't really go anywhere where I'm not able to share something with somebody,
right?
You know. So because again, it's a word. Words are powerful. They create, they destroy, but they build up as well.
Yes.
So that's the main focus, because as a community, we have to help build that community, and we start with words.
Yes, we do. Yes,
we start with words.
Yes, we do. And it's a really good, powerful piece too. When you think about it, what we think about is what we bring about, and as we speak it, so shall it be. But more importantly is that we're actually helping people that are not in the light of this message that we share, that they can learn and that they can also become a part of it. And I think that's the cool thing about it, is that when you said about family and about the collaborativeness nature of it, that we can
Mhm.
share, that we can come together. It brings you together.
Right.
Have the spoken word or something that could be shared amongst the group that uplifts and empowers them to be the best that they can be. So with that, it gives us great opportunities of over here, unlimited opportunities that we can continue to do this regularly on a regular, consistent basis. And this is what I share about content. Again, when you're online, you want to share your content regularly, daily, weekly.
Mhm.
You got to consistently build your brand, build
Okay.
your network in a way that others can say, oh, I know who that person is, or oh, I look forward to hearing or reading about what this person is doing. And
Mhm.
so you start having a following behind that and getting people to rally around you because you're giving them something that's going to help them along the way. Everybody needs that upliftment. Everybody needs that. Because playing football, we had a coach. We had a team, and each other. We relied on each other.
Mhm.
Things, and so when you have a team, it's a beautiful thing because together
Right.
everyone achieves more. But not only that, it gives us an opportunity to collectively bring a change and bring a result that we didn't have before. As an
Mhm.
So this is one of the things why it's important for as entrepreneurs, as business owners, that we pass the torch along to our younger generation so that way they can understand how to build. The blueprint is already there. We just have to follow it.
Right.
You
Right.
know, and it's all about the adult game of following the leader, and basically putting something out there that's going to continue to leave a positive impact on the lives of many.
A legacy.
Exactly. Right. And as an old
Mhm.
saying goes, the service to many does lead to greatness. And when you serve the masses, you can dine with the classes, as they say. But it gives us
Mhm.
an opportunity to really maximize each moment and
Right.
continue to showcase what our gifts and talents are. And that's really
Mhm.
what we want to. What's your passion? What's your purpose? And what do you want to do to make an impact in this life that we have? And so it's up to you. You have to make the choice and the decision. So with
Mhm.
that, it gives you a great opportunity on this PR round that you're doing what you're doing. I'm looking super excited to see exactly how this is going to come out for you because
Thank you.
a
So
lot
am
of
I.
people are looking. I tell you, share this opportunity with you that everybody needs encouragement. Everybody needs a spoken word. Everybody needs
Mhm.
upliftment. And sometimes you can't do it all by yourself. You're not an island. I share this with a lot of entrepreneurs. You can't build it all by yourself. You need a team. You need a support system.
Right.
You need something out here that's going to continue to encourage and uplift you to be the best that you can be, and that you got to keep this. This is not a race. It's a marathon. And so
Right.
look at that. It gives us opportunities to really step into our greatness in a way that our independence that we have, and just looking at how can we build and what are we doing to build as becoming wise master builders, knowing what tools to use and knowing what materials to use to build with. When you build a house, you're not building it with hay.
Right.
Right?
And not only what supplies to use, but the personnel as well. Like you said, we're not an island. We need help.
Exactly. And one of my
Yeah.
favorite nonprofit organizations that I always relate to when I'm sharing this opportunity when I'm speaking is Habitat for Humana. We have strangers coming together building homes
Mm-hmm.
for the low income families. And so Habitat for Humana has been around a little while now.
A
And
long time.
they have done a lot in the marketplace and the communities to help others, homeowners, and then strangers that's come together to build it. And it's a good thing to see that because it doesn't take a mastermind to put it all, but it takes a group of people with
Right.
like-mindedness to accomplish
Right.
the goal. And so with that, it gives you great pleasure to really see that a lot of this right now today, especially now with the technology that we have, with the things that's moving
Right.
forward, a lot of things. And I was sharing with people about the new economy. Are you in it? Are you prepared?
Mm-hmm.
Are you a
Mm-hmm.
part? Are you studying to show thyself to be approved? So that way you can be the best and learn what's relevant today. If you're not a part of what's relevant today, then you're really going to be left out, you see. And so that's one of the messages that I always share when it comes to growth and being consistently in the growth mode and studying. and you want to
Right.
stay
You
hard.
have to learn your craft.
Yes,
You,
ma'am.
you have, that's what you mean by studying to show yourself approved. You have to learn your craft. I have in excess of 65 proclamations alone.
Wow.
That's just proclamations.
Mm-hmm.
And they're ranged in categories from family to leaders, encouragement, you name it. Excuse me. I
Mm-hmm.
have it. But I do a lot of customizations and I have about 40 greeting cards. And
Wow.
I didn't start the greeting cards until 2021, but I really started working on them last year where I was putting a face to it,
Okay.
graphics
Right. Right.
with it. So some cards I literally wrote in 2021 the wording, but I didn't have graphics for it until last year.
Okay. Okay.
So I've been working my craft,
Mm-hmm.
working my craft.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I think, and like I say, I do a lot of customizations, but uh, things just come to mind, just walking, sitting, what have you. And I just start writing.
Yeah, that's when the inspiration hits you, and that's when you
Yeah,
really started. As a poet, as a writer, you kind of get inspired, and when that inspiration hits you, you always want to have a pen or notepad or
you
something.
got to.
Right, but on my phone, I have the my voice recorder on
Uh-huh.
my phone and on my iPhone. So if I have some ideas, I'll just speak it on there and record it. So that way, when I go back to it, I'm like, okay. So then I put things together, or I can write it down on my iPhone. So and those are the things now with technology. Again, we have opportunities where we don't have to skip a beat or miss out on anything because we have
Not at all. Not
yeah,
at all.
to grow. And so with that, with the greetings, and I'm loving the fact that you have these categories that you've put together to meet and reach out to a lot of those. And as
Hmm.
I said, we got the homeless people, we got a lot of different causes and a lot of different things that people are looking at to get some support. So with that, what are you doing? Because I know I'm as a member of the NAACP, I kind of got a chance to look at all of the things that they do and what I can do as my little support to help them in the community where we are. But as well as learning the fact that there are some people out here that really need the help but don't want to ask for help. And
Right.
that's the hardest part when they know they need the help, but they don't ask for the help because they're fearful that they get turned down or that nobody is going to be paying attention to them. But with your greetings, I mean, your intro, that would be a good thing to kind of keep them encouraged so they can get around the right group of people that really is concerned, that really can help, that really can meet their needs in that area.
I I came from, my background is criminal justice.
Okay.
So I spent nearly 30 years in law enforcement. That's
Hmm.
where I retired from.
Okay.
And when I retired, it was right after that or right around that era where there was a bad lighting.
Mm.
But what I also know is that in any walk of life, you got your good and your bad.
Hmm.
And so I remember that's when I wrote a greeting card for peace officers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wrote one for peace officers
Hmm.
because they need encouragement too,
Yes.
you know. And you have, like I say, you got your good and your bad. I don't care what walk of life you walking in.
Right.
There's the good and the bad.
That's true. That is true.
There is the good and there is the bad.
Right.
So, but then there was this stigma, you know, that was placed on peace officers.
Hmm.
But again, you let the actions of a few overshadow the goodness of many.
Yeah.
And, and we can't do that in any walk of life.
That's correct.
So people need encouragement. You know, the person you stand next to in church, right? They might need an encouraging word. They may have come there feeling down, but they put on a happy face, right? Because,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, I need help, but I don't want anybody to know that I really need help.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, but they need that word. They need a word. Okay, and you might be just that one to give them the word they need to help keep them encouraged enough to put one foot in front of the other.
Yes, ma'am. Well, that was great. You're right, and really, it's a good opportunity again to kind of leave the door open, so to speak,
Mhm.
for them to walk through it.
Right.
And if we don't leave those doors open, we always closing the door, locking the door, slamming the door on them, then of course they're not going to want to reach out. But
Yeah, you have to be approachable.
exactly, you have to be approachable.
Hmm.
And so when we talk about that, and this is why the poem book that I'm putting together called Through Locked Doors, so that way, poems of inspiration, so people can learn to unlock the doors in their mind
Hmm.
and basically be free.
That's where every conversation begins.
Right. Yeah, because to be locked up mentally is worse than being locked up physically.
Hmm.
And so with that entrapment, we have to give something, word of encouragement, some insight to get them free. And that's go by speaking, and that's by having a spoken word.
Yes.
With the spoken word, it gives some insights, something for them to think about that they probably never thought about, that could
Right.
help them and benefit them down the road.
Hmm.
People just don't know. Just one word or one good gesture of encouraging words can make an impact on one's life.
Yes.
If they're serious about it, if they're committed, if they're really truly genuine in their approach, then they will
Hmm.
see a result. As we continue to plant and grow and build, and as the Bible says, one planet, one waters it, but it's God
Water.
is
Hmm.
so we want to continue to give the increase to things that is going to help people grow and build to the next level. But here's another thing. When you look at your life now today, where we are from when it was back then,
Right.
you kind of see how fast tracking is getting. It's getting a lot faster.
Exactly.
I mean, the months are moving quick like this. This
Yes.
supposed to have been leap year this year, 29 days in the month of February. This is Black History Month, and but I
Hmm.
celebrate Black History daily. Black history is American history, and I don't care what
Yeah.
nobody says that,
You're absolutely correct.
including with us, because again,
Hmm.
we created a lot of things on this continent that a lot of people wish they never heard of on that other
Hmm.
side. But hey, we're going to let it be known. We're going to share it out. We're going to share it with everybody so that way they can understand what we did to make an impact in America. And so
Right.
with that, with the 100 Black inventors and all of the different things, and I come from manufacturing myself, working
Hmm.
with electronics, Motorola, and Hewlett Packard. And
Wow.
so with my degree in electronics, I understood that this is one of the levels that I consistently can grow in and not worry about it, even in the wireless industry, which is a $300
Hmm.
billion industry, plus $1 billion industry. It's consistently growing every year. So when you talk about industries, you talk about living and what we can do to contribute, contributions we've made and contributions we can continue to make because of the legacies that was left behind, that was left for us to pick up.
Hmm. Hmm.
We're picking up those torches, we're picking up those banners, and we're going to wave them high. And we're going to make sure that everybody understands that this is not just for Blacks, but just for everybody who understands who we are as a people.
Hmm.
That's globally speaking. And thus, that's why we want to continue to do the work that we do day in and day out, not tiring out, not wavering, but wanting to continue to let people know this is my business, this is what I'm here to do in the marketplace, and this is what I'm here to do to stay. And so it's not a fly by night thing, but it's a consistent growth thing that you're going to see
Hmm.
growth consistently every year, annually speaking. And so, with that being said, it gives us great opportunities, so whereas we can continue to share and explain to people exactly what it is. So
Right.
I have no doubt or no other side note about it. It's straightforward. It's to the point, and that's the level that we want to get to. So I'm super excited about your business, PR Brown. I'm glad that you
Thank
have
you.
that, and you have done a thing. So how long have you been doing the new messages? I see you saying you're adding graphics to it, which is good for
Mhm.
your spoken word and your gift greeting cards. But what else are you looking at now? Because I notice now we have videos, we have a lot of animations and a lot of different other pieces of that we can implement for kids. And I know a lot of people are writing a lot of children's books, a lot of youth things for young people to really get engaged in the art of greetings and gifting and spoken word.
Well, one thing um, that I always kept in mind, especially when my grandbaby came along, is that I wanted to leave a legacy.
Mm.
And I wanted my legacy to be one of truth, um, encouragement, and inspiration. And my grandbaby, who is 5, he's with me a lot. And we have wonderful conversations. And you reminded me of him when you said about explaining, because when we're talking, and he'll say, "Okay, well, what's that, Gigi? What does that mean?" So
Mhm.
we have to train the children how to be prepared to receive the mantles
Right,
of life.
right. That's
And that's where I am. I want to make sure my baby is prepared to carry the mantle, because he talks with authority, he
mm,
walks with authority. But I spoke some things over him before he was born. And so I see him walking in it. See, that's the power of spoken words.
yeah,
Right there. That's
right.
the power of spoken words. I spoke some things over my grandbaby
Mm,
before he was born,
mm.
until he is walking in it right now, and he's only 5.
Wow. But see, that's what it says. Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart.
Exactly.
That is one thing that I really am glad you shared, because that is something that I've learned, and even with my son, uh,
Hmm.
grown. And so, when you're dealing with a 30-year-old, it's kind of interesting. When I was in my 30s, I kind of remember how I was, and
I
things.
understand.
But now that he's there along that line, he's always asking questions and he's asking me these things, and I'm like, well, I got to give him the honest truth about it, because I don't want
Yeah.
to. I want him to be real about what it is he's trying to do, and being consistent and persistent in his endeavors, and using his gifts and talents too as well. And understanding that we are all gifted on this planet. It depends on how we utilize that gift or talent.
Absolutely.
Right. So I'm really glad that you got a chance to really share today on what you've done so far. I'm looking forward, though, to working with you more in
Thank you.
reference to your business and what you have on your website. So what is the name of the website again?
It's destinywalks.com. And my email is info at destinywalks.com.
Okay. Okay.
And my business number
Mm-hmm.
is 281-896-8840. That's 281-896-8840.
Wow. Well,
So I take calls. I I do customizations.
okay.
You know
Right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a real pleasure talking with Miss PR Brown. I'm real super excited that we had a chance to talk today on GTE Professional Network podcast and radio show. But I'm just so excited because we're going to have more guests. We're going to have more people on as we get ready for the month of March. March Madness. Can you believe that?
it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the first quarter of the new year 2024. Global Touch Enterprise is a web design and marketing business that we've been around since 2008. And we continue to help a lot of startups and entrepreneurs. I know my target market. Do you understand your target market? How are you reaching your target market? And are you consistently building content around that target? And so if the answer is yes, you're on the right track. If you need to learn more, go to our website at www.globaltouchenterprise.net. Again, that's www.globaltouchenterprise.net. And you can see everything that we do, how we do. And we always share information, tools, and tips to help you build and grow your network in the area where you do business. And it's all about building networks and improving people's lives. That's the theme for me for 2024, as we continue to equip with the right mindset the things that's necessary, that's relevant in the marketplace. And you can get that for free. You're not charging anybody for this. This is good information. You don't want to miss out. So tune in next time when we come back next Tuesday. Now, this is 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, as we are in the Central Zone. Come back on that. Now, Thursdays in March, the month of March, Thursdays, I'm going to be doing a double whammy because I'm going to be doing 2 podcasts in a week, 2 per week, because we're trying to reach out to all the entrepreneurs that's starting, that has been in the communities. What are we doing in our communities where we are? Are we reaching out to our local churches, nonprofit organizations, and other local businesses in the area where we are? Whether you have a brick and mortar location or do you have an online business or both, it's good to connect, and all about connection. What does our connection look like? What does our network look like? How are we building that? And so we want to keep that in mind when it comes to our growth mode and our growth process. So Thursdays, it's going to be at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time on Thursdays. So Tuesdays at 2, Thursdays at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're going to be sharing concepts and ideas, of course, and we're going to be talking with other entrepreneurs and other businesses across the country so we can get their input, insight as to what they're doing in this year, 2024. So they can kind of help you, those that are out here listening and watching this podcast, you can kind of get a chance to see exactly what everybody else is doing. And then it's all about your uniqueness in the marketplace. You know your industry. If you don't, you just need to study. Learn as much as you can. Do something unique and different that nobody else is doing in the marketplace, in your industry where you are. And also, who are you reaching out to? Who is your market people? How are you marketing your business? And basically, you want to continue to make sure that it's consistent, the content is steady, and that you know exactly who you're reaching it out to and what feedbacks are you getting. The fortune is always in the follow-up, but what about your feedback? Are you getting feedback from your people? Oh, man, I really love what you do, and thank you, blah, blah. So you want to get that information too. And what does your database look like? Are you creating a database? Do you have a database? Do you do email marketing? These things are still relevant today. Word of mouth is still the best form of advertising to me. But here's the thing. If you have email marketing alongside of your social media, whether you're on Facebook, Twitter, X now, LinkedIn, or Instagram, or TikTok, you can do that too. Or StreamYard. Yeah, here we are, StreamYard. We on a social platform that hits all social media platforms on StreamYard. So this is a pretty cool concept and idea here. So when you get a chance to utilize these tools, these are just tools, ladies and gentlemen. Use the tools wisely. Become a wise master builder. Grow where you've been planted. And do not deviate from your mission, from your vision, and from what you have been given. With that, I want to say it's been a pleasure. I'm going to tune out on this one. Any other last words, Ms. P.R. Brown, that you want to share?
I just want to say I do appreciate this opportunity. I have enjoyed being here, and thank you so much for allowing me to share.
You're very welcome. We're going to have you on again, Ms. P.R. Brown, so you can definitely continue to share one of your concepts of your greetings cards that you have and what you've created. Again, you can go to destinywalks.com to look furthermore into what she's doing, and I'm looking forward to seeing more growth out of her as
Thank you so much.
With her concept and idea and what she's putting out here in the marketplace. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for tuning in for this edition of GTE Professional Network Radio. I'm your host again, Ed Peterson. And next week, we'll talk some more. Talk to y'all later. Y'all have a great evening or afternoon.
You as well. Bye bye.